Bonjour at 12.1, subjunctive usage, doubt. So we recently looked at the subjunctive usage for obligation or necessity. Il faut que, il est nécessaire que, and we've mentioned wishes and hopes. We'll talk about that soon. But now we're focusing on doubt. And this is one of the trickiest parts of the subjunctive and, in my opinion, in learning this mood in French. And just so you know, it's in Spanish too. So, we're going to hit the just general doubts, general expressions of doubt. Also, when doubt comes up in questions or negating a statement. And relative clauses, which we've learned, remember, qui, this is the person who I like, that is the person who I don't like. That's a relative clause. We'll see how we can use that in the subjunctive. And then we have superlatives. The only, the best, the worst. Okay, something that is at the end of the spectrum, and we'll see how subjunctive plays into that. So let's start with the expressions of doubt because that's the easiest. So basically, if you have an expression of doubt, we already learned expressions with obligation. Il est nécessaire que. This is very similar. We have il est possible que. It's possible that que il est possible que. I will say Sylvie prenne du café. Okay, it's possible that she gets coffee or she takes coffee. Okay, we could say le matin. It's possible that she has coffee in the mornings. So I wanted to use a verb like this so that you could really see that it's subjunctive. If I use an ER verb, it's often not as easy to see that it's actually subjunctive that's being used. So we have an expression here of doubt. It's impersonal. It's talking about it is possible. Like, so this il is not referring to a person. And we have two subjects here. We have the il, and then we have the Sylvie. We have the que as well. So, kind of like what we saw with the statements of obligation. Now, we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so remember, we're talking about doubt now. Subjunctive is a mode, not a tense, a mode that is used for talking about our obligation, our doubt, our wishes, and our hopes. So remember, we're not talking about facts. We don't know if she takes coffee. So there's doubt, there's uncertainty here. So it is possible that Sylvie takes coffee, or it's possible that she take coffee. Again, English, we just try to avoid subjunctive whenever we can. All right, so expressions of doubt. That's easy enough. We're going to skip the interrogatives because that's the trickiest part here. Relative clauses. So we could have relative clauses with certainty, which is what we've learned already, and then we can introduce uncertainty, doubt, which is where it's essentially the same sentence, but one has doubt, one doesn't. So let's look at that. We can have y a-t-il. Okay, remember this is il y a, okay? Y a-t-il, but it's just in a question, we just mix it around. Is there someone, quelqu'un, qui, is there someone that can help me? Okay, so here, you're not really doubting that there's someone that could help you. You're just saying, is there someone that can help me here? Like, could you help me? Could you help me? But it's not really in doubt that someone can help, okay? But if we switch it around and we say, y a-t-il, remember, again, this is the same thing as you're just asking, il y a, is there, okay, but we just switched it, we did the inversion for a question. Y a-t-il quelqu'un qui puisse m'aider? You've introduced doubt, okay? So this is correct and this is correct, but they mean two different things, because here you're saying, okay, there's someone that can help me, but who of you can help me? Here you're saying, is there anybody out there in the world that could help me? And you're doubting, really, or it's uncertain that anybody could help in this case. So here we've chosen to use the subjunctive. Now you'll see that we don't have two subjects here. We're talking about someone and can. So that rule about two subjects is an oversimplification. Now it's a good one to fall back on, but just remember here we have our relative clause again, a relative clause, and then we added doubt, and we can use the subjunctive with that if we're trying to express that doubt. So remember, is there someone who can help? So who can help? Who is referring back to this. It relates back to the other part of the sentence here. And that's why it's relative. It's relating back to what we've already talked about. All right. Let's go down to superlatives, because that, again, it's even more than doubt or uncertainty. It's expressing opinion. And that, I guess maybe you could say the French are a little bit more obvious about it, that when you express opinion, there's doubt about it. And it's, I don't know, it kind of sounds nice that you have that option to use a subjunctive which signals this is an opinion. So you're saying it, but you're saying it in a way that's showing that, okay, this is just an opinion. So, superlatives. Let's look at an example. And we're going to take the same superlative, the same the only, okay, remember the foreign, the best, the only, the tallest, the biggest, and we're going to show how you can use the indicative in one instance or the subjunctive in another instance, and it just depends on the context, okay? So, Jacques est le seul, is the only, qui, and we still have this relative clause here, who comprend le français. So Jacques is the only one who understands French. And this is just a fact. We're saying that he's like the only French speaker there. He's the only francophone in the room. But if we switch it and we say, treat it more like an opinion, or more like an opinion, like what I think about Jacques, then we're going to have to introduce the subjunctive. Jacques est le seul qui me comprenne. So what are we saying here? Jacques is the only who understands me. Okay? He understands me. This is an opinion. He's the only one who really gets me. Right? So it's more of an opinion. It's not necessarily a fact, like a book fact here. It's how I feel about it. So again, same sentence, same superlative, the only, both relative clauses, but it's just we're trying to express something that's an opinion. So now we are using subjunctive. It's really the context here, and that's what's so tricky about it. You're constantly, when you're using subjunctive, you're constantly on the lookout for, okay, am I doubting this? Is this certain? Is it not certain? Is this a wish? Or is this a fact? Is this an obligation or necessity? You have to keep on weighing these. All right, let's move on to the interrogatives, because this is where it gets a little tricky here. I know it's easier to just have a list of things and to say, this is subjunctive, this is indicative. And this is where that list gets turned all around. So let's go back to the interrogatives here. First, let's just look at them. An interrogative is a question. Let's start with the easy thing. So we'll use the example here. Crois-tu, do you believe, que Corey soit, that he be at McDonald's, chez McDo? So there's some doubt here. We're asking, do you believe that he's at McDonald's? Do you think that he's at McDonald's? There's doubt. It's a question here. And but if you answer it, you say you could say oui. Je crois que Corey, okay, qu'il est, okay, chez McDo. Okay? We're answering, but we've taken away the doubt. We're saying, I think he's there. Okay? I believe he's there. Yeah. But you could have someone who disagrees. Okay? Who's saying, no, I don't think so. And this is where it gets tricky because we have that same verb, but now, je ne crois pas. Oh, we don't want we. We could say, someone's disagreeing with this person, maybe, je ne crois pas qu'il soit chez McDo. Okay? So I don't believe he's at McDonald's. So we've negated this statement. We're saying, I don't think so. I don't think so. So we have that doubt, and we've negated this positive statement here. Okay? I know. Just keep your eyes open for that. If it's a question, we're kind of introducing some doubt, and just because we use the word je crois does not mean we have the subjunctive. You have to look at the context, and even more important than that, we'll see how croix, depending on if it's a question or a statement, one uses subjunctive and one doesn't. So here we're emphasizing questions, subjunctive, and then negative, ne pas, and negative in the sense that you are now introducing the doubt. Okay? Watch out. Let's talk about that. Because you could take a doubtful sentence, okay? Je doute que, we have doubt. You use the subjunctive. But let's make it negative. Je ne doute pas. Is there any doubt now? No. So just because this is negative does not mean, automatically I use the subjunctive. You're looking for the doubt. Okay. Whew. Let's get through this. One more point here. Okay, let's look specifically at a list and talk about if we're introducing doubt or if we're not introducing doubt. So, je pense. This is the worst one because it sounds like you're introducing doubt. You're saying, I think, but think about it as in, like I believe. Like, I am asserting that this is true here. And I'm trying to say that, to my knowledge, yeah, this is accurate. There isn't really doubt there. So, je pense que tu es intelligent. I think that you're smart. Very nice. I think that you're smart. Okay. But, so here, even though it's I think, this is an expression that there's not any doubt here. Je pense que. We could say, je crois que qu'elle aime. I believe she likes pizza. Here's an even better one. Je suis okay, qu'elle finit ses devoirs. Okay? Chaque nuit. So, I think that you're intelligent. I believe that she likes pizza. I'm certain you could use. How about we could just put that in there. Je suis certaine. Okay, E for feminine. Qu'elle finit ses devoirs. No doubt. Now, we're going to make it negative. Now, what are we doing? We are taking sentences that did not have doubt, and now that we are negating them, we're saying, I'm not certain. We've just introduced doubt, so what do we have to use? The subjunctive. I don't think that, so, que tu sois, so I'm not sure that you're intelligent, okay? Je ne crois pas qu'elle aime. Now here, this is still subjunctive, but remember that looks the same in the present indicative and in the present subjunctive right here. Je ne suis pas certaine qu'elle finisse ses devoirs. The other thing you could do, say you were asking a question now. Let's take out the pas, and we could ask, es-tu certaine qu'elle finisse ses devoirs? So, we're not negating it, but we are questioning it. So that brings this statement that originally was, I am certain. And now we're saying, or you are certain, we're now turning it into a question, which is, are you certain? Now we have the doubt, now we need to use the subjunctive. Okay, I know. It is what it is. What you need to do, because this is Honors French 2, it is not French 3 yet. The whole point of this is to introduce you to the subjunctive now. So all I need is for you to find, or I'm going to give you, a few of the statements to latch on to. Like, for instance, je ne pense que, I don't think. Now you need to think, okay, doubt. I'm not going to give you a whole list of things here. I want you to think, is there doubt or is there not doubt? So, je ne pense pas versus je pense. Okay? I think this is true. I'm saying, yes, like, I believe that this is true. There's no doubt. Versus, je ne pense que, okay? Je ne pense pas que, doubt, or penses-tu, do you think that, okay? Could then be subjunctive here. But this is it, okay? Expressions with doubt. That's really what I want you to focus on. Yeah, like, for instance, I mean, this is just a dead giveaway. Il est douteux. It's doubtful that. Okay? So those are really the big ones. The obligation, il est nécessaire que, il faut que, and the doubt, il est douteux que, il est impossible que. Focus on those big ones. Know in your mind, the back of your mind, okay, this might, if you see subjunctive, you should recognize it here. But I'm not expecting you to use it right away. I'm expecting you to recognize it, and I'm expecting the really obvious phrases to be used, like it's doubtful, and obligation, it's necessary. Okay, those are the ones I want you to focus on. Okay, au revoir.